Boom. All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Rem Report for a Friday. It is a football-friendly Friday. It is October 14th. Hope you having yourself a good start to your friendly Friday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your friends at bullpenpicks.com. Sign up today for the playoffs and follow the top baseball pickers right here at bullpenpicks.com. In fact, let's take a look at our top three scores. You got yours truly, Ron Raymond, at 571s. You got Magnums at 571. There's Art 55 at 481. Those are the top three baseball pickers you want to follow for the playoffs. Also, hockeypicks.com. NHL season is now underway. A lot of games last night. And if you want to follow the top hockey pickers, you can each and every day right here at hockeypicks.com. In fact, anytime you go a perfect 7-0 and you want to see who the top leaders who are to pick the games, you get a Stanley Cup right there into your profile. And if you want to follow the top pickers, you can each and every day right here at hockeypicks.com. Don't forget, if you want to calculate those parlays, see how much money you've won on a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game parlay, all you got to do is go to parlaycalculator.com, put in the price. So let's say I got a minus 110, I got a 140 underdog, I got a 220 favorite, I got a 170 underdog, and I got a minus 200 favorite. Let's go with minus 200, and then I got a 150 underdog, and I put $25. I hit on calculate, and you can see your payout right here is $1,661.94. That's how much you would win if you put a 16 parlay with this money line price. And you can use the parlay calculator for free. In fact, I recommend you check it on your mobile device. Check out Parlay Calculator on your mobile device. It's very easy, fan-friendly, as they say. And if you want to calculate it, you can at parlaycalculator.com. Speaking of calculators, don't forget ATS Calculator. You want to know what the number on the game should be. So let's say, for example, since it's a NFL Football Friday, and let's take a look at one of the games, what the line should be. Let's say we go to the... let's try the let me see here. What game should we use right here as a great example? And let's go Minnesota against Miami. So let's say Minnesota is on the road. And where's Minnesota? Against the Dolphins. Let's go to Miami. Click on Create ATS Results. And if you scroll down to the bottom right here, this is what the line should be. Minnesota minus 4.5, and you see the Dolphins are the Vikings are minus 3.5, and the over/under at 45.8, and look at that, 45.5. So ATSCalculator.com. If you want to know perception versus reality, I talk about it every day on the show. What's the perception? That's what the bookmaker thinks that he's. That's the number the bookmaker thinks they can get 50% of the people betting on Minnesota, 50% of the people betting on Miami, and then they make their money in the middle. But perception versus reality, this is the reality part of the equation, and you go to atscalculator.com to get the numbers for this weekend. In fact, watch the show today. I'm going to give you the prediction on every NFL game this weekend, and we had kicked it off with a great prediction last night. In fact, the ATS calculator had Washington winning last night by 1.37 and had the over-under at 40.4. So yeah, not too many points scored in that game, but atscalculator.com if you want to get the number. And the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest season number 11 is underway, and if you want to get in your picks for this week, you can still win the weekly prize of a free 1-year membership right here at atsstats.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night wherever you are located in the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. It's a beautiful day here in the nation's capital, 11 degrees here in sunny Ottawa. And hopefully it's nice and stays sunny and dry for this evening as the Ottawa Red Blacks take on the Montreal Alouettes. And I know there's a lot of Eugene Lewis fans out there. And we'll be watching that game here tonight. Me and Mrs. Raymond watching the game from TD Place here in Ottawa. Looking forward to that. And hopefully you're having a good day. Hopefully you didn't, talk about two stinkers of a game on a Thursday night. Amazon reviewing their, all the executive of Amazon reviewing their schedule. Okay, well, what's the next Thursday night game. Yeah, we need to start flexing some of these games maybe, right? But hey, it is what it is, and the good thing is you had hockey to bail you out, maybe some NBA basketball, and yeah, so hopefully you guys were able to watch some of the games. I watched, I watched a couple of hockey games last night. I watched a bit of that football game. And hopefully you guys were able to cash in and make it to a cash out Monday. It is a football friendly Friday, and we got a great show lined up for you guys here today. We're going to talk about the horse racing picks that we always give. We got 3 baseball playoff games. We're going to go over those. We got 4 NHL games. We're going to go through the NFL SBI and the Bears and Bulls report. Also, we're going to take a look at these scoring matchups and the rankings of the teams in the NFL, how they do points for and points against, and how they match up this weekend. And then we will go through all the games for week number 6, and then we finish it off with some fun facts, with a little of
we're talking about practice.
80% club stats. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about 80% club stats, and we will get through that in just a few minutes. All right, I see my good friend the Nature Boy's in the house.
Hello again, everybody.
Wrong one.
Carry from Rigby.
Hey, wrong Nature Boy. There you go. There's the Nature Boy. First one in. Nasty Nestor. I thought that was pretty funny. Hey, Nestor Cortez going here today. The Stash. I call him the Stash. I know you call him Nasty Nestor there, Nature Boy. But yeah, the Stash going for the Yankees today. Brent Vienne's in the house. Good morning, Brent. Scott Champion's in the house. Fancy, fantastic, fun Friday to all. Hey, there's a triple F right there, eh? A triple F. Not bad there, Scott. Is that a Cutlass Scott, says Brent. Good morning, afternoon from the East Coast. Scott is from the East Coast. Where in the East Coast, Scott? You from Canadian, U.S., Newfoundlander, Blue Noser there in Nova Scotia? Or are you out in in Massachusetts or wherever you're from in the East Coast? Amazon got screwed on the Thursday night game, says the Nature Boy. Can't tell me NFL didn't plan that. Amazon paid $1 billion for that deal. Yeah, yeah. I don't think they anticipated those kind of games in the last 2 weeks, right? Next time that you're in the chat, check out what I posted in CFL chat room for Gino at Ron, says Brent Vienne. All right, next time you're in the chat, check out what I posted in the CFL chat room for Gino. All right, you're talking about the Discord, Brent? I'm not sure what chat you're talking about. Mitchell Watson's house. It's a Maine's World. Good morning, Jermaine. And so let me know which one you're talking about there, Brent. And yeah, Blue Nover. Hey, where in Nova Scotia? I did my basic training in Cornwallis many moons ago, 1990. Hey, yeah, I had a good time in Halifax. Yeah, if you've ever been to Halifax, it's a great place to go during the summer. Hey, where you go where all the docks are and all that. Prub Street here, Tropica TSM's in the house. Tropical Smoothie Manager, and Scott Champion with a nice smile right there. And yeah, so all right, we got a great show lined up for you today, and let's kick it off as we always do. And that is, we go to the golden rules of sports betting, and let's get that straight cash today on a football friendly Friday. How'd you like my thumbnail today, with the football holding the beer mug? I thought that was pretty funny. Every time I do those thumbnails, it's always fun to do, right? I always try to include my warped sense of humor into those thumbnails, but hopefully, yeah, it's a good way to kick off a football Friday, right? All right, speaking of football Friday, if you're making your picks, always remember, go back to the fundamentals.
No, you don't do that.
Yeah, we will do that today, Denis. And today at the RAM report, we're talking about value. Do you have value in your selections? Is the percentage play in your favor? Are the performance cycles lining up to be in your favor? Player availability, I don't care who's injured. I just need to know who's going to be available to play. And we use a disciplined money management system. Today on the show, you're going to hear me talk about A, B, and C type teams in the RAM report. And in fact, I'm going to show you guys that in just a few minutes. A type teams are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. B-type teams are 50 to 59.9, and C-type teams, those are teams below 49.9%. And now you can say it, Denis.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh,
Why
no,
not?
Never.
Why not?
Against the rule.
Against the rules. We don't bet on 49.9 or percent lower. And like Bill Parcells says all the time, you are what your record says you are. And if you bet on bad teams and expecting great results, well, hey, you got to ask yourself one question.
What the hell's going on out
Yeah, what's going on out here? All right, teams that are bullish, those are teams in the NFL that are 3-0 or better. Teams that are bearish, 0-3 or worse. And teams that are neutral, 1-2, 2-1 in their last 3 games. And also, you got to follow the 10 commandments of sports betting. Speaking of the 10 commandments, and number 1, don't bet big money on C-type teams in the RAM report.
No, you don't do that.
Nope, you don't do that. Never lay points. Take the points or bet the money line or the over-under if you want to do this for the long run. Create your own number, maybe using the ATS calculator. It's your number against the bookmakers. At the end of the day, is your number better than the bookmaker's number? Follow a disciplined money management system. Never force a pick because you need action on a game.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Why not? No, never, never.
Why not?
Against the rules.
Against the rules. Never chase losing bets on a bad day. Bet with your wallet, not your heart. NHL home favorites. Keep an eye on that. Coming off a 1-goal loss. 60% in their next game. 60% is pretty good. And since 2011. Never bet against A-type teams who are bullish at home. The 24-hour rule of betting, take a day off after a big win. Enjoy those wins because you just never know when you're going to get that next big kill. And never bet on teams who are bearish. You don't do that.
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh, no, never, never.
Why not?
Against the rules. You know, you're stupid when you do that.
I just love that last comment. You know you're stupid when you do that. All right, let me see here. Money management system. If you want to follow our money management system, you know, sometimes it's always, I always notice when people start getting into sports betting, after a few months, they're like, okay, what am I doing wrong here, right? How many times, we've all been there, right? We've all been there at the beginning. Like, you think you got this figured out. And the thing is people come in betting probably when it's like during a favorite cycle, right? And again, when I go through the SBI each and every day, there's a reason why I do this repetitive, and I like to stay consistent in the message I'm trying to deliver. And following cycles is one thing that you need to really follow. I think it's one of the things in sports betting we just like, whatever. You know, it's like Monday, whatever. It's a cash out Monday. It's just Monday. It's a day that ends in Y, right? But you gotta really follow these cycles. If you bet every day and you think that every day is going to be, it's like, I say it all the time. I know I should just get a press rewind, it's like the stock market. You think the stock market's always going to go up and up and up. You think favorites are always going to go up. No, you got to follow the cycles. What goes up must come down. And, the Jerry Seinfeld episode, even Steven, even Steven, you got to find, that's why we call these cycles neutral, bullish, and bearish, because you got to follow which teams, or not even teams, from a macro environment, you got to see where the sports books are on the number and what's coming in. Favorites, underdogs, is it neutral? And normally when it's neutral, you never want to lay big money on favorites when favorites have won like 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks in a row. Maybe underdogs, because it seems to be the trend in the NFL. But again, I know the underdogs are coming in a lot right now in the NFL, but what goes up must come down, and there will be a reversal at one point. All right, each and every day we go feed the ponies. Let's go feed the ponies today at I believe it's Aqueduct, or no, I think it's Belmont. Who's Mizzou's in the house? Good morning, who's Mizzou? Great morning, Coach. OG Wheat. Yep, they're off and running today at Belmont at the Big A. That's why they're calling it Belmont. It's supposed to be Aqueduct, but I believe they're doing some renovations. That's why they're calling it Belmont at the Big A. And today it is Friday, October 14th. And if you're going to bet the ponies today at Belmont, I'm going to recommend, let me see here, in race number 1, which is a $95,000 maiden special weight race. Look at that price tag right there. Look at that purse, $95,000. That's almost like a stakes race right there. 12:35 post time, 1 mile in the dirt. We are going to recommend the 161A in race number 1 today at Belmont. The number 1 horse, Croupy, with Irad Ortiz Jr. in the saddle. Irad is hitting 36% in the money last 100. And what does in the money mean? It means that he's either came first, second, or third in his last 100 races. Think about that. Irad Ortiz Jr., last 100 races, 36% in the money. He came in first, second, or third. That's why he's one of the great horse racing jockeys in horse racing. Number 6 horse, inflationary. Yeah, a lot of that going on right these days. Pratt's in the saddle here at 36%. And then 1A, Mind Tap. Carmouche in the saddle on Mind Tap. The 1A, 6-5 morning line on Mind Tap. And your Joker's wild selection is the 2 horse Signature with Castellano in the saddle on the number 2 horse Signature. And hopefully that pays out for you. All right, I'm going to go with IRAD today in race number 1 today at Belmont Stakes, especially a $95,000 purse. If you want to do that, you go with the top jockey and IRAD Ortiz Jr. What you want to do is, let's say you got a $20 budget, put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 1 horse Crouppy. This way it comes in first, you get paid twice. Comes in second, you get paid once, which is also nice. And you want to bet today's first race at Belmont using ATSstats.com tip sheet right here for free at ATSstats.com. Go to horses, free tip sheet. And then once you get there, go in the pull down menu, go to Belmont at the big A. It says free, and you get all the races today for free at Belmont right here at ATSstats.com. 9 races today at Belmont. And happy racing to everybody today at Belmont. Hey, a little horn for the people at Belmont today. 1 minute to post time. 1 minute. I love that clip. All right, let's see here. What do we got next? All right, let me see what you guys are saying in the bullpen. Good morning, who's Mizzou? And yeah, so if you have any questions, and what game should we put the NFL? I'll let you guys pick the game of the week. Remember, trying to get more engagement here from the audience. What game should be the NFL game of the week? What do you guys think? Should it be the let me see, New England, Cleveland, Minnesota, Miami, Tampa Bay? You know what? That Dallas game. Yeah, I think Dallas and Philly. Yeah, let's do the Sunday nighter, right? I think that's the one we want to pick. All right. So who do you guys like today? I'll do the poll question of the day. Who does the bullpen like today? So that's what I'll put right there. Who does the bullpen like today? And we'll say Cowboys. Oh, you guys want Bills Chief? All right, we'll do Bills Chief. All right, we'll do the Bills and the Chiefs. All right, you guys want Bills Chiefs. Okay, ask and you shall receive. All right, let me see here. Buffalo -2.5, -2.5, or Kansas City +2.5. Oh, +2.5. All right, there you go. That is your poll question of the day. Who do you guys like on Sunday? Do you like the Buffalo Bills -2.5, or do you like Kansas City +2.5? And let's see what the audience here, the sharp audience, hey, you guys are sharp like a spoon, right? Hey-oh. Hey, sharp like a spoon here at the hey, going back to my 80s classic right here. Woo! All right, so who do you guys like here today? The Bills or the Kansas City Chiefs? Oh, look at that. Look at the Bills running in front. Hey, Bills Mafia must be voting right now. That's what I think. All right, let's take a look at what's on deck here now. Let's go to Major League Baseball, and let's go to the daily VPP. If you go to the website, go to MLB. And once you go to MLB, go to Daily VPP. VPP stands for Value and Percentage Play. And you go to MLB right here. And then once this does its little work, go to Game Matchups. And let's take a look at some of the games here today. And all right, let's take a look at the first game. You got Atlanta taking on Philadelphia. I don't know why they got the Yankee logos right here. Where's the Atlanta? Okay, let's go to this one here. All right, so -124. I'm just going to bring up the pitching matchup stats. I know Charlie Morton's going today for Atlanta, and I believe it's Nola. Hey, I think it's Nola here for the Phillies. Phillies are scrappy. That's my nickname I'm giving this the Phillies right now. Hey, Spencer Strider. Okay, they changed it. All right, so it looks like it's Spencer Strider going today for Atlanta. You know, the thing is in baseball now with the playoffs, you know, they stick around an hour. They might change the starting pitcher. Aaron Nola, 11-13 on the year, not a great record. 3.25 ERA. Spencer Strider, I think he got that big contract last week too, right? 11-5, 2.67 ERA. And according to our numbers right here, we do like the Atlanta winning today. 46.9% chance of winning compared to 41.6. And the thing is with baseball playoff handicapping, to me, it's all about momentum. It's all about momentum. And right now, you know, Philadelphia, mission accomplished. They went into Atlanta, first 2 games. They got the first game, and then they were shut out in the second game. And to me, going back to Philly, you got that first win, right? this is going to be a scrappy game. I think this is going to come down to the bullpen, and it might be a high-scoring affair. I think the over is where you want to lean in this one, but I don't like the side because there's something that tells me that Philadelphia, they're in this groove of hitting right now. Well, not last game, but they're scrappy. And when the whole world's on one team, what do? You go the other way. Even though I like Atlanta, I think the over is where you want to go here, 7.5. And today you got the Dodgers taking on San Diego. You got Blake Snell up against Tony Gonsolin, eh? And look at that, Tony Gonsolin. I know he hasn't pitched a lot since October 23rd. In fact, I think he came off the DL. October 3rd, he went 2 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. And I just don't know what, let me see. Gonsolin will start. What was his injury? I don't know what his injury was. But, is he coming in gimping or what, right? Is he gimpy? I don't know. Blake Snell. I think Blake Snell has found his form of late. Blake Snell, let me take his numbers. The lefty. And you know what? Let me see how the Dodgers do against lefties in just a few minutes. So, Blake Snell, looking at his numbers since, let's go back to September 16 when he faced Arizona. 4 hits, 1 run, 1 earn. He went 7 innings. He went 7 innings against St. Louis. He went 5 innings against the Dodgers and 1 hit, no runs. No, not bad. And then the Chicago White Sox, 6 innings, 3 hits, and he got the loss. He got the loss in that game. What was the score of that final game? And it was a 2-1 final for the White Sox in that game. Let me see how let me go to the rain report. I want to see how the Dodgers do against lefties. Hey, you know what? Dodgers and Astros, some of the best teams this year in baseball. Probably going to be a very good record. But it's all about momentum. To me, analytics, analytics, you got to look at it and respect it. But to me, it's all about the momentum going into the playoffs. Any sport playoff is about old Mo, right? Momentum, and you're hitting your stride, the cycles that I keep talking about. And I think the Dodgers, let me see, versus lefties on the road this year, 16-9, 10-13-2. How about at home? Let me go see how they do at home against lefties. Let me go to my faithful database right now, go to dashboard. See, this is why I love having the tools in the toolbox right here. So this way, if I want something, I just go to my toolbox, and let me go to the Dodgers. Overall against lefties. Now, it's going to take me a while to get this here. There's so many queries. All right, where's the lefties? No, that's right-handed pitcher. Where's the lefties? There it is. All right, and we'll go this season. And I don't want the Angels. I want the Dodgers. All right, current season, LA Dodgers. Survey says, wow, 33-17. Pretty good. 23-25-2. I wanted to see this right here. Very, very balanced. So the bookmaker is doing a good job on the number. And so you know what? Tough one here. What's the line on that game again? Let me just go back to the dashboard and go back to my rain report. I really don't have a strong feel in that game. San Diego went out and got all those players, and now they got that win last game. It's like the Philly game, right? They're even. Is momentum. But the one thing in San Diego, right? The LA fans, it's a short trip. So what's the crowd going to be like tonight at Petco? Let me take a look at the number. LA on the road against B-type teams, 15-10. And for the Padres, 6-9. In fact, let me go back to my dashboard again. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this game here, right? But you know what? That's why you watch the show, right? We do our research and just the facts, man. Just give me the facts. Let me do San Diego. Let's see how the Padres do against the Alphas at home. So San Diego at home against A-type teams this season. 6-9 to the under. Interesting. How about the last? Let me see the last 7 games. Let's go last 7. Let's do last 7 games. 3 and 4 game series, right? 4 and 3. Wow. All right. So I'm looking at the average number is 7.57. What's the total in that game tonight? 7.5. You know what? When in doubt, get out. And that's the thing, right? Well, what's one of my rules? Never force a pick. Never force a pick. There's always. I think right now what I'm looking at is Atlanta. Philly over. I think Atlanta, Philly over. And then you got the Yankees taking on the Guardians. That was a rainout game, so that's going to be made up today. Yankees, hey, business as usual, right? The Yankees. and I do like the Yankees here today. I do like the Yankees. My line had at 169. You're getting 145. Now, I prefer when a line is overvalued than undervalued. Right now, we're getting 145. This is what the line we have it at, 169. And look at the Yankees against B-type teams at home, 25-12. Yep. Give me the stash today. Give me the stash. All right. Let me see here. Boom. Let me see. Take care of that. It's baseball. We're talking about Russell coming off the bench. Strider is a baby DeGrom in the making, says Vianney. Brent, Strider is just 6 years. Yeah, you just got a contract. Get him, chat girls. Get out of here. Yeah, we sick the dogs on the chat girls right there. F. Hey, good morning, F. Nice to see you. F is for fantastic. Hey.
Hey, baby, we're gonna be here all day. We're gonna be here all day, baby. I like this kind of party.
Yeah,
I like this kind of party, baby.
Yeah, without those people, without those guys in the bullpen, right? Hey, this is a different type of party. We're talking numbers here. All right, that's baseball today. So yeah, Phillies over and Yankees today is what I'm leaning towards, and that is my baseball preview. Let's go to the NHL. Let's take a look at the National Hockey League. Hey, I got to get my Oregon out for the NHL. Go Sens, go. Yeah. Hey, remember we talked about the Buffalo Sabres yesterday, and I told Ross, I said, you know what, Buffalo, I like the way they played the stretch out last year. Buffalo started slow last year. They didn't have a lot of goal scoring, and it wasn't really consistent, but Buffalo looked good down the stretch, and they showed last night. Ottawa couldn't do nothing on the power play. They had 2 breakaways. You know, I'm not sitting here trying to be a homer for Ottawa, but yeah, congrats if you had Buffalo. Hey, Anderson, 41 years old, and he stood on his head. What, he faced 41 shots or something like that? Carolina taking on the Sharks here tonight. I do think Carolina should take care of business in this one. In fact, Carolina 4-6 in their last 10 visits to the Shark Tank. So I do like the Canes tonight. New York Rangers. Hey, the Rangers looked good again last night. The Rangers, I'm telling you, the Rangers are going to be a good team to contend with in the Eastern Conference. 7-3. That's an ass kicking right there. They went into Minnesota, where Minnesota is really tough at home, and they got the job done. Now the tough part is tonight, though, was when you're playing these back-to-back games. You played last night in Minnesota. You're traveling to Winnipeg tonight. 7-3 straight up record in their last 10 trips. This should be a win here tonight, right? It should be a win for the Rangers. Do we think it'll be a 7? Yeah. Do I think Shesterkin's going to be in nets? Probably not. You probably see a lack. But again, remember I say about backup goalies? Pass. Hey, if Shesterkin plays this game here tonight, yeah, Rangers. If not, if it's a lock, I'll take a pass. Tampa Bay and Columbus. Tampa Bay, they opening night, New York Rangers. That's a tough one right out of the gate. -185, and looking at the percentage play, 54%. I do like Tampa Bay here tonight, especially that they lost against the Rangers in game number 1. But they got to get the power play going, right? 3-1 was the final. 6-4 in the last 10 in Columbus. So I do like the Lightning here tonight. And Montreal, Detroit. This is gonna be, as Don Cherry would say, rock'em sock'em type hockey, goal scoring wise. I don't think you're going to see a lot of fisticuffs. I don't think you see these. This will be more like a pillow fight. But these two teams, they can fly. Cole Caulfield. I've been saying since day one, the first time I saw Cole Caulfield, the first thing he reminded me of was Mats Naslund. Remember Mats Naslund, the Swedish player back in the 90s? Man, if you look at Cole Caulfield, you see Mats Naslund. To me, he's Mats Naslund. The Red Wings, well, watch out. I think they're going to be a playoff team this year, and now that they got some goaltending, they're going to be good. This might be a Detroit. I don't like the line, though. Look at the line, -170. This line maybe 125. I think Detroit 125 was the line. Over exaggerated. That's why I think Detroit wins, but I'm not laying 170 on the Red Wings. That's way overvalued. Montreal in the last 10 trips to Detroit, 6-4 straight up, and in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, it is 5-5. This will be a good game. This will be a coin flip, but I would have to lean with Detroit, and that's the bottom line, because you know who said so, right? Steve Austin.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
All right, let's get to the NFL on a football Friday. All right, let me see here. What do you guys think? You guys, the poll question of the day: who do you like, the Bills or the Chiefs? 79%. You bunch of homers out there. Is this audience from Buffalo or something? Hey, I know. I'm a Bills fan, and take out my Bills plaque there, courtesy of John Peresco. Hey, my Bills Mafia plaque. And if you guys want a cutting board, go see the Nature Boy. He's got some nice cutting boards. But yeah, what a bunch of homers here. -2.5, 80% on the Bills. Yeah, you know what? I like the Bills this weekend. I just don't know if they're going to cover. I just don't know what's 2.5, 3, depending where you get your line. All right, let's go look at the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. I'm just looking at the replay there. There's my Bills cutting board right there to saw. And let's go to SBI, which stands for Sports Betting Index. This is like my Dow Jones Industrial. And again, remember I talked about in the sports betting golden rules, the betting 101. You got to know what's come in, right? Look at the underdogs. Wow. The underdogs through the first 5 weeks, or was it 6? Yeah, the 5 weeks, right? Underdogs absolutely killing it. Take away this 100% because that's messing up the line. The Thursday night games messing up the overall percentage. 68% of the underdogs won last week. 50% on week number 4. 68, 53. There has to be a reversal at one point. It's gonna happen. The question is when, right? It's not when. Yeah, it's not that it's gonna keep going. It's when the reversal is gonna happen. But look at the favorites. Favorites. Here, that's the thing that really puzzles me. The bookmakers doing a great job on the number. Look at that. 62% of the favorites won last week, but they only covered half of them. Wow, that is amazing. The favorites win, but look how many tight games we've had in the NFL. Man, the NFL is really tough this year. If you look at all the NFL games, 7 points or less. I don't know what the record. You know what? Here, I do have a feature. I'll tell you what it is right now. Hey, more tools in the toolbox. Yeah, let's go to the Holy Cow toolbox right here. ATS standings. Is it this one right here? I think it is this one right here. We'll see if this shows up. Let me see here. The Nature Boy, Jets and Giants. All right, here it is right here. All right, so let's take a look, and this is a breakdown on what's coming in this year in the NFL. Favorites winning 61.2% of the games, underdogs 38.7%, and against the point spread, look at that, 41.9%. Favorites winning 61% of the games, 41.9% against the point spread, and home teams winning 51 of the games straight up. But home favorites, 60%. Home underdogs, 36.6%. Wow. All right. And covering 51. Road teams, 48%, but road favorites winning 63.3%, but only covering 45%. 32% to the over. Look at that. Road favorites to the under. Hey, here's a little tip for you guys right there. Dilly dilly. Yeah, dilly dilly. Here's the tip for you guys. 10-21 on road favorites to the under. So keep an eye out on that stat right there. Now, here's the breakdown. Favorites have picked them to -3, winning 50% of the games, covering 50% of the games. Home favorites, overall road favorites, home favorites, 3.5 to 6.5, 61.9% straight up, but only covering 37.2%. Wow. Favorites of 7 to 9.5, 50%, only covering 25%, but it's only 8, a volume of 8. And then 10 points or more favorites, 5-0, and only covering 40%. Now for the underdogs, here's where you're making your money on underdogs. Underdogs are 3.5 to 6.5. They don't win straight up, but look at that. They cover the spread 60.4% of the time. And the number that jumps out on me, it's not the 60.4. It's this number right here. The volume. Look at that. You got 43 games of when the teams that are 3.5 to 6.5 point underdogs covering 60% of the game. This is why you watch the Raymond Report. Hey, just the facts, ma'am, and what's about the number. What's rule number? What is it? Rule number 6. I say we talk about in the golden rules, or number what's the golden rule right here? Create your own number. It's your number against the bookmaker's number, right? Right there. Rule number 3. It's your number against the bookmaker's number, and this is why you're playing the numbers game. This is a numbers game, and again, it's not Buffalo against Kansas City. It's the bookmaker's number against your number, and you got to find the caramel secret, which lies right there. The truth lies in the middle, right? All right, thanks, F. I will not try to think about it. Okay, and we'll see what you guys are saying. There's my good friend Isaiah. Isaiah, hey, I got to give credit to Isaiah. After a 7-3 dumping last night to the Ranger, he shows up in the bullpen, and I appreciate that. Hey, that's like me, right? I have no choice. I got to do the show. It's the rain report. I got to be here, but I'm not hiding, right? But yeah, Minnesota. Ooh, hey.
Struggling.
They were struggling last night. I understand. Okay, I'm missing the conversation here. All right, let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, there's Pele J. How you doing there, Pele? Bring out the tools, baby. Yeah, bring out the tools. Hey, give them the pearls. Hey, they come for the coffee, but they leave with the pearls. All right, Isaiah Moore. Denver +6 and Bengals money line officials for me. I agree with you, Isaiah. I love Cincinnati this weekend. What's up, Isaiah, says Brent. I like Cincy too. Okay, and trying to think about it. Thanks. We got snow this morning. Wow, you got hey, too early for that, Isaiah. Hey, who lives in Canada, me or you? Why are people in Minnesota getting snow here in the nation's capital? It's 13 degrees. Hey, see the misconception perception is of Canada. Hey, people think, oh, you live in Canada, oh, it must be freezing every day. No, it's 13 degrees. You guys are the one with snow. Hey, I don't know. I like Buffalo, but I don't know the heavy public play. Yeah. OG Wheat, I agree with you. He says, I like Buffalo, but I don't know about the heavy public play. That's why I'm on Kansas City. I know, hey, what are you doing, Ron? Again, bet with your heart, bet with your wallet, not your heart, right? What's the other golden rule? The one thing is you got us, and this is where you got to take off your fan hat and put on your accountant hat, right? You got to remember, you got to stop being a fan. Okay? Fans are what your parents and your grandparents used to be back in the day. Today, the younger generation, it's about this.
Show me the money!
Show me the money, baby. Hey, show me the money, show me the pearls, and let's get after it. All right, let's go to the Bears and Bulls report, courtesy of ATSstats.com. And all you do is go to Market Index. And the way you get to the Market Index is you go to your dashboard. And once you get to your dashboard, go to Market Index. And then you go to the NFL right here. And let's take a look at the A, B, and C type teams in the RAM report. And I think... these are the ABCs of me, baby. Yeah, these are the ABCs. Do you guys know what? Let's see if you guys are good movie buffs. What movie was this from? These are the ABCs of me, baby. Can you guys name that tune? All right, northern Minnesota is one of the climates in North America. Minus 50 Fahrenheit virtually every year. Coldest climates. Yeah. No, I get it, and that's why they build a dome in Minnesota, right? I wish they'd have a dome here in Ottawa or Montreal, and so yeah, Montreal, the Big O. Remember the Big O? It's still there. Hey, you know why they call it the Big O? Because we owe so much money on it. All right, Philadelphia. Okay, let's take a look at the A-type teams in the RAM. Wow, look at all the A-type teams in the RAM report. These are teams with a 60 or higher win percentage. Granted, it is week number 6 and there's only 5 games played, but this will sort itself out in the next few weeks. And in fact, if you go to confidence level, okay, so here, I'll do this in a second. A-type teams, look at all the A-type teams. There's not one team in A-type teams that is bearish. And that the teams that are bullish, Eagles, Minnesota, Dallas, and Tennessee. Which one of these 4 teams have a chance of being neutral in the next week? Eagles, Vikings, well, they might not have a choice here between the Eagles and the Cowboys because they're both 3-0 in their last 3. So one of these 2 teams are going to be 2-1. And then Tennessee. Remember I talked about that with Ross the Boss Benjamin yesterday? I said, hey, Ross, but we talked about it mostly in college sports. When you get to a tipping point of a season, there's only 2 ways you can go, right? Up or down. And I think, we're not there yet. We're not there yet at the tipping point for the NFL, but it's Tennessee are getting these ugly wins. These are, hey, speaking of ugly, hey, here's my, I got an ugly joke for you guys.
Well, listen, why don't you start helping us out in the kitchen? All right. You can start by sticking your face in the freezer and making us some ugly sickles.
Hey, some ugly sickles. We're not there at the ugly sickles yet, but you can see here the Eagles. Look at these A-type teams. Which one of these A-type teams is going to be in the B club soon, right? San Francisco. I just don't know if I'm sold on San Francisco just yet. They're good. Packers will be there. Have quarterback, will travel. Miami, hey, if they don't get their QB1, QB2 healthy, they'll be in the B club very soon. Chargers, I'll talk to the Chargers in just a second. Chargers, they might struggle against the A-type teams this year. The New York Jets, yeah, they'll eventually find their way to the B, maybe C. Tampa Bay, it's just, since training camp, it's just a big question mark, right? Baltimore Ravens, an A-type team. Tennessee, just ugly sickles, right? Hey, good old ugly sickles soundbite right there. Dallas, hey, that Dan Quinn defense, they get after it. They get after it really good. Minnesota, ugly, right? Here's the thing with Minnesota. I want to believe, but then I go back to that Monday night game against the Eagles, right? I just don't know if Minnesota is really there. Kansas City, yeah. Giants, hey, Dable. I'm noticing more media outlets are picking up on my my halftime adjustments coaching angle here. Dable, best halftime adjustments in the NFL so far through the first 5 weeks. Buffalo, yeah, Buffalo will be there. And the Eagles, man, the Eagles have really taken the next step, right? There's only one B-type team. Check that out. Just one B-type team. That is amazing. Indianapolis, and that's because of that tie. So if it wasn't for that tie, it'd be all A's and C's, right? Hey, there's something to think about right there. Had it not been for that tie, we would only have A and C-type teams in the rain report. Interesting. All right, Chicago. Wow, what a clunker that was last night. Detroit and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, life after Big Ben. They got to figure out their quarterback situation. But again, if you just click on confidence level right here, it'll bring up all the teams that are hot, and it's a good way to handicap those games. So here's the only teams that are bullish right now: Eagles, Cowboys, Minnesota, Tennessee, and A-type teams. You know what these teams represent to me? Overvalued price, maybe, right? Maybe they're overvalued, but the thing is, you got these two facing off against each other. And Minnesota, who's the Vikings playing this week? Minnesota is playing the Vikings, Miami. All right, that'll be an interesting matchup right there. And then you got your neutral teams, and then you got your three Detroit. There's Detroit, eh? Hard knocks right there. All right, so those are your Bears and Bulls report for week number 6 of the National Football League. Let's go to the money. Let's go to the scoring. Yeah, we'll do the scoring. So you go to the rain report. Anyone else think the Raiders can win, go on a 5-6 game winning streak going forward? I don't think so. I don't think. To me, it's all preparation. I just don't know if Josh Daniels is preparing his team properly going into the week game. To me, anybody who's coached football, it doesn't, you just don't show up on Sunday and play the game thinking you're going to win. The game on Sunday starts after the game ends on Sunday night, because what happens is, once the game is over on a Sunday night, the video team goes in and starts breaking down all the film, getting all the offense, defense, special teams, cutting up clips, getting it ready for all the coordinators, all the coaches, all the players. Monday morning, everybody's watching film on their next opponent, game planning. There's a lot of preparation that goes into getting ready for the next game. Mondays and Tuesdays in any college football, even high school to some extent, it's all about preparation, right? One of the clips, one of the quotes I always tell our team, you don't prepare your wings being thrown off a cliff, right? You got to make sure you come into a game prepared. It's all about preparation. And if you are not prepared to play on Sunday, and preparation starts again Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, you're doing all your scheming, your film review, you're getting everything ready, and then you get your practice plans ready, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday walkthrough on your practices. Friday, I don't know if the NFL does a walkthrough on Saturday. Maybe Saturday is a travel day, or maybe a walkthrough day. Probably a walkthrough day, because you want to walk through the game before the day before the game. And I think the NFL, they practice 4 times a week. I know in university, we used to practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, walk through on a Friday, and then we get to our game on a Saturday. I think the NFL might go 4. I'm not sure. But depending on the union, right? The union might have a say in that. But yeah, so preparation. So the question is, to make a long answer, to make a long story short here, can the Raiders go? No, I don't think so. Because I just don't know if the preparation is there for the Denver Broncos. And the thing, the Raiders. Yeah, he used to coach in Denver. The thing, when you got these coordinators who are now head coaches, I don't really think they understand what goes into being a head coach. You might have an idea, but until in theory, but until practical, until you actually go through it, and it's all about, what life's all about in the NFL. time management. You got to use your time wisely. If you don't have time management in your preparation, you're gonna, as Joe Namath would say,
Struggling.
you're gonna struggle. All right, let's take a look at the top teams in the National Football League's scoring per game. Kansas City, look at that, 31. Now here's where Ross Benjamin's his inner voice comes in right now. Hey, think like a bookmaker, says Ross Benjamin. And to me, you got to think like a bookmaker right now. If you're a bookmaker and you got the 2 top scoring offenses going into this weekend, what's your mindset right now as a bookmaker? Kansas City's playing Buffalo, the number 1 ranked offense playing against the number 2 ranked offense, and they're averaging over 30 points a game. Kansas City averaging 31.8, Buffalo averaging 30.4. Think like a bookmaker. What's the bookmaker thinking right now? There's the question of the day. Hey, what's the bookmaker thinking? What's the total in that game? What's the total in the Chiefs and Bills game? It is at, let me see here, Kansas City, Buffalo, Kansas City. It's at 53.5. All right. So if I see that the number 1 offense going up against the number 2, the number 1, number 2 offense head to head this weekend, bookmakers thinking, okay, what's the public going to think? Wow, all this offense, hey, we got to put a number where people are going to bet the over, right? Hey, this is where you got to think under. And look at that. You got the Bills, and now look at the top. Okay, so we'll do this for a second. Chiefs, Bills, Lions, Ravens, Eagles, top 5 offense. Your top 5 defense, can't believe Broncos are there. Number 5, no, maybe I can. After those snore of a game. Jaguars, Cowboys, 49ers, and Bills. Now let's do this. Game matchups. Let's go to that. Let's go to that Bills, since I was talking about the Bills and the Chiefs. You got the number 1 against number 2, but look at this. You got the number 1 defense in the Bills going up against the number 25 defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the bookmaker is going to, 53.5 might be a number that they feel they can get more action on the over. Keep an eye out on that number. Let's see where that number goes this weekend. Let's see if it goes up or down, and it'll be interesting. Again, my first reaction is perception is that, number 1 offense against the number 1, 2 offense. I'm thinking over. That's the public perception, but the under might be the play there if you're thinking about that. All right, you got the Cowboys, number 25 on offense, number 3 defense. Look at the Eagles, number 7 on defense, only giving up 17.6 points per game. You got the Ravens, hey, number 4 offense up against the Giants, number 21. And this is what worries me about the New York Football Giants, the G-men, right? You got a very good head coach who's made all the right calls so far, right? But he's smoke and mirrors. This is all smoke and mirrors in my book, because you still got the 20 ranked offense, and that's still in the 1/3 of the bottom class of the offense, right? You're only averaging 20.6, but the defense is doing this a good job. But you got to score points, right? Throw to score, run to win, defense wins championship. 3 things I learned at a coach's clinic. Throw to score, run to win, defense wins championships. And the Giants got to find a way to be a little bit more productive on offense. The good news is this game will be at home. They'll have a little bit of, hopefully, some home cooking momentum with the fans cheering them on. But you're still going up against the Ravens. It's not the Lewis Ravens, right? It's not the Ed Reeds and the Ray Lewis type defense. Baltimore giving up 23 points per game. This is going to be an interesting game. I'll get to that in just a second. The Jets taking on the Packers. Here's the thing, right? When you're thinking Jets and Packers, here's my uncomfortable feeling pick maybe, right? I think the Jets cover this weekend. I do like the Jets. And you got to remember, how we feel about the Jets, and I catch myself too, because I'll look at the Jets, and what's my first instinct? They suck. Because I'm always using the reference of the past Jets team, right? But after a few years of getting the top draft picks, you're eventually getting into your some quality play. And Salah, you got to give him the credit. He's turned us around the first 5 weeks. Can he keep it going? We'll see. But the Jets still 19th on defense, and Salah's a special team defensive guy. All right, Patriots taking on the Browns. Browns doing it all in the running, right? They're running the ball really well. New England, we'll see if it's Zappy this weekend, going up to Cleveland. Minnesota Dolphins, 13th against 14 ranked offense. Dolphins 15 on defense. There's the problem with the Dolphins right there. Hey, you wouldn't have thought that after the first 2 weeks, right? But that's what happens when you lose your quarterback. We talked about the Bills and the Chiefs. Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, the number 20 against number 30. Hey, misery loves company. They're going to meet this weekend in Pittsburgh. Man, who would have thought the Steelers would be this awful, going in? And this is what happened. You're always going back to your history mindset, right? Your subconscious sometimes takes over and it tells you, hey, it's the Steelers, it's the defense, And when you think of these, the Steelers, the Chicago Bears, cold climate weather cities, you think defense and running game, right? And I know it's not that cold right now. It's only October, but it's things that we think about as handicappers and coaches. Cincinnati, New Orleans. I love the Bengals this week, and I'll get to that in just a few minutes. Bengals still ranked number 8 on defense. I don't think we've seen the explosion yet of the Cincinnati Bengals offense. I think the Bengals, they're there. They just need to take that next step to where they were last year. San Francisco against Atlanta, number 10 against 17. See, Atlanta falls into the Jets category, right? You want to believe in the Falcons. Hey, you want to believe in the Jets, but it's still the Falcons and the Jets. And that's the hardest part of handicapping. How to get the stench off your mind thinking that, right? Maybe that's a good way of putting it, right? How to get the stench off of thinking that maybe it's not the Falcons and the Jets of old. Hey, maybe that's a good way to do it. What's with all these dating things? Hey, I'm gonna have to get you guys to. I'm gonna have to get a new handicap. What do you call it? This user, a new moderator. Hey, or bring out this clip.
Hey, baby! We're going to be here all day!
Yeah.
We're going to be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party!
Yeah.
I like this kind of party, baby!
There you go, Tinder Hot. We just gave you a Singletary. Roger's starting to give me an overrated vibe. He beats up on C-type teams and falls on his face come playoff over him. Moderator. Yeah, you should be a moderator. I think anybody wants to be a moderator, just let me know. I'll get you guys moderator status. I don't know if I can get you. There you go. There you go, F. You just became a moderator. Hey, big round of applause for F. He's now a moderator at the Rain Report. Hey, give those babies their own room. There you go. Anybody else, any longtime veteran there want to be a moderator? Just let me know. Hey, got to pay my respects to the, that's a long cheer there for FA. All right, Isaiah, Roger must be mentally broken after that bad postseason. That's a good point. That's a really good, F says, Rodgers is starting to give me an overrated vibe. He beats up on C-type teams and falls on his face come playoffs over him. Yeah, he, the old Janet Jackson song, right? Well, what have you done for me lately? It doesn't matter what you do in the regular season. Remember the Atlanta Braves of the 90s with Bobby Cox, and I'm sorry to OG and all my ATL friends, but the Braves in the 90s were the best regular season team, and then they get to the playoffs, and then I know I use that analogy a lot, and it probably pisses off all my Atlanta friends, but that's how I get this feeling with the Packers and Rodgers, right? You want to be good or you want to be great. You can be good during the regular season, but you got to be great in the playoffs. And if you're not great, then thanks for coming out. Pick up your steak knives at the door, right? All right. Carolina against the Rams. The Rams offense, man. The offensive line, the running game. Yeah, they're a lot like the Packers right now. Jaguars, Colts. You know what? The Colts played a lot of tough teams at the beginning, but here's the thing with the Colts. They lost to some of these teams that they should be beating. But how on earth do you beat the Chiefs at home, right? So you are what your record says you are. And Indianapolis, are they really a team with Matty Ice? 32nd ranked offense, 13.8 points per game, and they got Frank Wright as the head coach. Offensive guy, quarterback. Hey, Frank Wright led one of the best comebacks of all times against the Houston Oilers back in the 90s, right? But the Colts, they got a good defense. So does Jacksonville, and Peterson still. Hey, you got to give Peterson credit. He's doing his magic here in Jacksonville, and unfortunately, tough loss last week against the Texans. Arizona, Seattle. I don't know, man. Seattle, I just don't know what to think of this Arizona team anymore. But the thing with Arizona, and I showed you guys this, and I'll show you in a second, Denver, LA, the Monday night game. I think the Chargers there. Arizona, before you throw in your hat on Arizona, always remember this stat right here. Remember I showed you guys this stat right here? Where was it? Was it this one here? No, let me see here. Maybe it was this one. I think it's this one here. Rankings. Nope. Let me go back. Where's that? Over under? No. I think it's over here on the second page. Teams that need help. Okay, Arizona. What I'm trying to get at here is Arizona, one of the best teams in the league on the road the last few years, 4 years, right? Where is that? Is it this one here? Crap, I can't remember where I put that chart. And it's not that one. It's not that one. Okay, I gotta find it here now. Hey, if I don't find it, it's gonna throw the show off all day because I'm gonna be looking at. Okay, I think it's this. There we go. Hey, I saved the show. There we go. All right, let me see. Arizona. Look at that. Prior to this game, the games this year, Arizona, the third best team on the road the last 3 years. But look at their road record, home record. One of the worst home records. Where's their home record? Right down Arizona. Number 19th at home. You don't want to play Arizona at home. You want to take them on the road. So Arizona on the road. But look at the under. 4-14-1 the last 3 years. Don't count this year's games. On the road. Look at these teams. Kansas City's at home. Buffalo's on the road. 13-6. Okay. Hey, remember I was telling you the over? Well, look at the Bills. 13-6-0 to the over. What about Kansas City? 10-13-0. And what about Cincinnati on the road? 6-13-0. And the G-Man, okay, they're at home, so that doesn't play out there. Detroit, Washington at home. No, they were on the road yesterday. The Giants, look at the Giants. Last 3 years at home, 2-15-0 to the under. And the Bears, 5-12-0 to the under last night. So yeah, this is a good chart to. If you want to see this chart, you can at atsstats.com. All right, let me go back here. Let's go to the NFL and let's go to the matchups this weekend. All right, so we had a prediction of 20. Was it 20? I know these things will change on the fly. 23-20. Okay, no, we had 2019. Washington got the win yesterday, and we had them at 52%, but 63. Calculator had it, but not the computer. Jacksonville taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Now the Colts a 2.5-point favorite. 42.5 is the total. 54.7% chance of winning on the Colts. And I do like Indianapolis. I agree with Ross. In fact, I gave it out as a one of our members pick this weekend. Total 41.3. And I do like the Colts this weekend. Minnesota going to Miami. Now, again, it all depends who's going to play in Miami, right? Let me go to my chart right here. And let's see if I can get some of the latest injury reports. And let me take a look at this lineup here. Oh. All right. Oh, crap. I hate these websites when you go and they always have these pop-ups. And then you click the pop-up. Man. All right. Let me see. The Miami. Yeah. Teddy Bridgewater, questionable. Mostert questionable. Raheem Mostert, the running back. A lot of injuries in Miami right now. But I don't know if I can trust. Can we trust Minnesota on the road? That's the question. Can you trust Minnesota on the road? That's a pass for me. Coming off a 29-22 victory against Chicago. Miami off a 40-17 loss to the Jets. I don't know if you can trust. The thing is, rule number 4 of the Rain Report, player availability, right? Player availability. This is a pass for me. Baltimore taking on the New York Football Giants. The one thing I can tell you from experience with these type of teams like the Giants, they just find way to win or cover. That's the one thing I've noticed the last 20 years. Whenever a team like the Giants, they don't wow you in their offense right now. Dable's made these great halftime adjustments. Baltimore coming off that win last week, 19-17 against Cincinnati. Game could have went either way, right? I like the Giants. I do like the Giants here. One of my forecasts here, just want to try to see my picks. I do like the Giants. Was it 28.5% chance of winning? But I like the Giants plus 5.5. So I'm going to take the Giants plus 5.5. Tampa Bay against the Steelers, the Misery Bowl. Company loves misery, and they're going to meet at in the old Heinz Field. I don't know what it's called these days. 8.5. That's a big line. What's my line? 5.5. I had 5.5, and you see 8.5 right there. I think that line is a tad overvalued. Is it maybe the Brady factor? I don't know. Let me see the starting lineup. A little bit of question marks on the Bucks. The Bucks need to get healthy. That's the problem with Tampa Bay. They got to get healthy. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna make Nature Boy a moderator. All right, there. Who else wants to be a moderator? Hey, keep these dating sites off our chat board. I think Rodgers have an identity crisis. Okay, we read that. Browns big. Thomas Maggio. How you doing there, Thomas? Browns big. Thomas likes the Cleveland Browns. He is playing it safe. He's always secretive with his messages, making folks decode him. Yeah, exactly, right? Talking about Rodgers. The thing with Rodgers, I wish he would do is talk less. You just talk less. When you're the leader of the Green Bay Packers, the offense, and everybody knows the problem in Green Bay. You lost Devontae Adams. The receivers are rookies, the new ones. We know the situation. You don't need to magnify it, right? If I'm the head coach of if I'm LaFleur, I just say, you know what, Aaron, during your press conference, just maybe tone it down on the receiver issues, right? Just tone it down. Everybody knows these guys are young, they're new, they're rookies. Give them time. Stop saying, stop catching balls, or, you won't NFL, not for long, right? As Jerry Glanville would say. But, the best leaders are the ones who don't throw your team under the bus. And I think Rodgers, if he says less, I think he'll say more. That's just me. All right, I'm over with Arizona. I'm over Arizona. That crush on Arizona, you're done with it, Isaiah? Isaiah says I'm over Arizona. But they're on the road. Hopkins is back. Yeah, that's a big get. Getting DeAndre Hopkins, that'll be good. Yes, coach, but I think Buffalo Bills had some heartbreak in the 90s as well, says OG Week. Yeah, we did. Losing 4 straight. It still crushes me. Colts Jackson under, says Thomas Maggio likes the Colts Jackson under. Bills in the 90s, the Atlanta Braves version of the 90s. Yeah. Arizona over the total. Man, Thomas has a lot of over picks here, right? At some point, winners separate themselves in the NFL. Is this the week? Yeah, this is exactly what I'm saying, right? Underdogs can't win forever, right? I think so. John, says Isaiah. Faves grow 65% or better, in my opinion, and reversal of the fave to, there has to be reversal at one point, right? All right, back to this one. Tampa Bay against Pittsburgh. I don't like this game. There's no confidence. This is like the, it's the lipstick bowl, right? The pig, you can't put lipstick on a pig type thing, right? This is an ugly game. I just don't know. Pittsburgh, how's the quarterback play is going to be? Tampa Bay's defense is the only consistency here of the Bucks. And when you look at a football game, and normally a football game is decided by 3 to 5 plays during the game. If you go look at every football game in the past, it's normally decided by 3 to 5, maybe 7 plays throughout the whole entire game. When you look at Tampa Bay, the only thing that's consistent with the Bucks is their defense. The defense is consistent, but mind you, they haven't had all the receivers. Yeah, if you get your receiver, and speaking of the word consistent, you get consistent play, consistent roster rotation of in and outs. What do you expect, right? To me, I think Tampa Bay would be the hardest team to game plan offensively against their offense. You just don't know who's going to be in the lineup one week. Cincinnati. Love the Bengals this week. I think the Bengals, this is the game they meet, the statement game. I used to say all the time to the team, I said, look, if you really wanted to make it in the playoffs, you need a statement game. You need a game where people look back and say, that's the game where they turned it around. It has to be this for Cincinnati. Cincinnati 2-3. This is the statement game right here. What do you guys think? What's a good sound? Or
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoff?
Yeah, don't talk about playoff. You don't win this game, you don't talk about playoffs. Cincinnati, this is the game you got to make a statement game right here in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, right? 2.5 is the line. Take the money line. I love the money line on this game. Give me the Bengals. I know the forecast has 23-19, but you gotta hang a 30 burger here, right? If you're Cincinnati, you got great weapons. You got to use them. Find a way to get back. And you know what? I don't know if this is the last time the Joe Burrow entered the Superdome. I don't know if he played there. Think of LSU, right? When he was that in the Superdome where he won the national title. Hey, maybe a little karma right there for Joe Burrow. All right, New England taking on the Cleveland Browns. The Brownies a -2.5 point home favorite. The over-under at 43.5. New England, the only consistency, right? What's the consistency of the New England Patriots? Not the offense. The defense, well, maybe special teams, right? Maybe special teams, their consistency. This has a Washington Bears look to it here, right here. The stench, the stench game. 65.5% chance of winning for Cleveland, 43.5 for the Patriots. If you're the Patriots, you know, I heard this week, Bill Belichick, somebody was talking about Bill Belichick. He is the master of taking away what you're good at. So if you're good at running the football, Bill Belichick will find a way to bring, if you got one running back, 5 linemen, you know, that's 6, they'll bring 7 into the box, right? They'll always +1 you. We call that match defense in football. Ever hear match defense? You hear it sometimes on the announcers, you know, the cover 3, cover 1 man-to-man. Match defense is where you box in your receivers and you +1 them. So if, let's say, the receivers on the strong side of the field, so let's say the ball's on the left hash and you got 3 receivers to the right side, they'll bring in 4 DBs. They'll +1 you in the box, right? Or in the coverage. And I think that they're going to do the opposite this weekend to Cleveland. If I'm playing the Cleveland Browns and I know their game plan is running the football, you keep your safeties a little bit lower to go support the box, right? So I think this weekend, if New England can take away the run game, I think the +2.5 is a nice play on New England. San Francisco taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Now, San Francisco beating the beatables, right? 37. Hey, it's like the schoolyard bully went to Carolina last week and took the lunch money of the Panthers. 37-15. Hey, yeah, they took their lunch money and they went back home, and now they're in Atlanta. But Atlanta's like the Jets. Do you believe? Hey, do you believe in the Atlanta? Not the Falcons. Yeah, the Falcons. Do you believe in the Atlanta Falcons? I do. I think this week, I think Atlanta +5.5. Remember Ross Benjamin said it at the beginning of the year, the worst number in football is 5. 5.5. The worst number to get in the point spread is 5.5. I'm going to take Atlanta. And let's see if we can get the money. New York Jets taking on the Packers. Now, this, you know, here's the thing, right? The perception, what's the perception? Us, the Jets, but you're thinking old Jets, right? You're not thinking the 3-2 Jets, and you don't believe in the Jets right now. This is the mindset of the public right now. It's still the Jets, but all they do is they just go out and you know, they get the wins, right? 40-17, but which Jet team is going to come here at Lambeau this weekend? And where's that statement game from the Packers, right? Where's that big statement game I talk about going against the New York Jets? I'll take the Jets until Green Bay shows that they can play more consistent football. 3-2, that's not good enough for Green Bay fans, right? Especially with the history, and you got, you know, the best quarterback in the league right now, one of the best, in Aaron Rodgers. This line reflects maybe a past history line, right? What's my line on the game? See, I had +1. Look at that. They're playing like +1. What does the calculator says? You know, I told you guys I would do the calculator. I forgot to do it. I'll bring it up after, but just for this game, I'll do it right now. Let's go to the calculator. Perception versus reality. This is the reality. Hey, the perception is 7.5. Let's go see what the reality is. New York Jets. Let's go New York Jets. And let's go Green Bay. And let's talk about practice. All right, 3.59. This is what the line in reality should be. And look at the bookmakers. They inflated to 7.5. What's the total? Total was a 44.2. And what's the total in this game? 44.5. Wow. All right, 9 iron. Oh my God. Hey, where's my moderators? Hey, where's my moderators? There you go. There we go. Hey, you got Nature Boy doing his job. I love it. Hey, well, I guess you made it big time as a podcast when all these adult dating sites are spamming your chat box. Hey, I think that's when you made it big time. Hey.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, straight cash. All right, let's go. Carolina taking on the Rams. Rams got their lunch money taken away last week against the 49ers. And the Rams, yeah, they ran into a pretty good defense, a Dan Quinn defense, 22-10 against, how about them Cowboys? Now they've got basically a pick'em line here. -1, 0.5 here. I got a 19.6, 19.5 victory for Carolina. But here's the thing, right? Going back to perception, everybody sees the Super Bowl champs. They see the LA Rams, and they see a team that just fired their head coach coming into LA. But why is the Rams only a pick and price right here, right? They're pick and price. This is a funny line right here. And according to my, let me see, what does my calculator say here? ATS calculator has Carolina. Where's my Carolina game? 3.47 Carolina. Wow, look at this. Let me go to the ATS calculator. Carolina. Now this is the reality number, right? This is here's the thing about the calculator. Don't look at the Stafford. Don't look at Baker Mayfield. Just look at two teams, faceless teams, right? We're just going on numbers. Just the facts, ma'am. Just give me the facts. And let's take a look at the Rams against Carolina. And this is what the line should be. Home team, 3.47. So this line should be 3.47 for the Rams. And why is it only a pick'em line, right? Think like a bookmaker, right? What does Ross say? Think like a bookmaker. Why is this number not 3? Why is this number not 3? That's the question I want to ask all you guys. If you guys were to do this number right here, what's your number? If you guys are thinking this number right now, Carolina Rams, what's your number? Just pop it into the bullpen. Let me know what you guys think. Funny story, I had an older woman who said I looked like Aaron Rodgers, and she wanted to be my sugar mama and fly to Cancun. I said no.
Holy cow!
Hey, sugar daddy. There's Isaiah. That's a pretty good story right there. So Isaiah says, I had an older woman who said I look like Aaron Rodgers, and she wanted to be my sugar mama and fly me to Cancun. I said no. Hey? All right. I can go about 10 different ways on that, but I think I'll just keep the football. All right, let's go to, minus 10 Rams. Wow. Daddy Be Gaming says minus 10. Really? Daddy Be Gaming, you like minus 10 on the Rams? Women, I think, look like Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, minus 10. That's a little high. What do you guys think? The Rams? Isaiah, get the Allstate insurance. I take San Francisco quarterback over Atlanta. Yeah, minus 10. That's a big line. The forecast had what? Minus 3 point what? Minus 3.4. Maybe that's what I thought the line should be. It just, we'll talk about it on Monday. But this line, look at the chance of winning, is at 60% compared to 54.5 for the Panthers. Chance of winning, that's pretty high, the percentage play for the Panthers. And that's based on previous teams in the past when they're in the exact same situation. So anytime you see the Cal right here, the chances of winning, it means what we did is we went and get all the information on Carolina, all the data, and there's past previous situation, and we go get it and we put it in the algorithms, and every team that's in the exact situation that Carolina is going into the next game, that was the chance of winning. 54.5. That's pretty high. That is pretty high. All right, Arizona, Seattle. This is, why isn't Seattle a 2.5 point favorite, right? Why isn't Seattle a 2.5 point favorite? ATS calculator has 1.3 for Arizona. 1.3 for Arizona, and we had the total at 46.2. So if you go to the calculator and you go Arizona, okay, let me do a reset here. Arizona against Seattle, and you go survey says. Who said that? Richard Dawson? Was it Richard Dawson that said that? Survey says 1.36, the away team, right? Arizona, one of the best top 3 teams last 3 years on the road. I like Arizona this weekend. You know what Arizona reminds me of? And they have the same record? Cincinnati. Arizona-Cincinnati statement game. Like, you don't win this game, you're 2-4. You know what that means? You need 3 wins to get above 500. Would you rather be 3-3 or 2-5? You go 2-5, you need 3 more wins in a row to get back to 500. Think about it that way, right? Look at the only thing really when you think about that way, it's the pressure you're putting on the team at practice this week. Guys, what do you think they're saying at practice this week? When you're an NFL football player, coach, or you're part of the organization, you eat, sleep, breathe your record. Eat, sleep, breathe your record. You go to bed, crap, we're 2-3. You eat, crap, we're 2-3. And watching TV, crap, we're 2-3. Imagine that. Hey, you're a football team and you're the head coach or you're the owner. We're 2-3. That's all you hear all week. You're 2-3 all week. You got to do something about it, right? Hey, I used to tell the team all the time, show up, step up, keep up. That's how you win football games. You show up at practice, you step up in the games, and you keep it up the next game, right? Show up, step up, keep up, and go get that W. If you're Seattle, you don't want to hear about that because you're 2-3 also, right? But who's the better 2-3 team? We'll find out this Sunday in Seattle. One of the best stadiums to play if you're Seattle, not for the road team. It's a loud stadium. All right, the game of the week, the Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. People are going to say, oh, this is a revenge game. There's no revenge games in the NFL. The things that NFL players, they play for contracts. A coach told me a good friend of mine used to coach in the CFL, he coached in college football, coached everywhere. He goes, Ron, players, in professional players, the biggest thing for them to do is to buy in, because they're playing for their contract, and they care about the team, but they care about their situation, because if they don't perform, they're unemployed. Right? As NFL players, Canadian Football League, any professional player doesn't play well, you're unemployed. And it's to get the buy-in, right? That's why in pro sports, it's really hard to look at the revenge factor. Maybe playoffs, right? When it comes to playoffs, regular season game, I don't see this angle playing out. I see the Bills looking at this game. If I'm McDermott this week, I'm saying, guys, this is a team we're gonna have to beat down the road to go to Super Bowl. Let's go on in Kansas City. Let's get that W. Kansas City. A game that they came from behind to win, a game they could have lost, right? A game they really should have lost. They didn't play well. And the thing is, with the Kansas City, you look at their games, they're not over dominating teams. They're not dominating them. 2-3 against the point spread. 4-1 straight up. Only 40% covering the spread this year. Buffalo 3-2 against the point spread. 1-4 to the under. 1-4 to the under, and look at my value edge, -20. That's because Buffalo's scoring like crazy. This will be a great game. This is going to be a great game. You got two great quarterbacks going into this one. It's the defense for the Bills that'll be the difference. I think Buffalo gets the win. I know my forecast has 27.5 to 27.7. That's just the average scores of previous teams. And when you do the averages, that's the average scores. But this is the one you look at right here. Look at that. 55.5% chance of winning. 55 points. I think Buffalo gets the win. With a short number like that, take the money line. Take Buffalo. If you like Buffalo, take the money line. You like Kansas City, take the +3. Try to get a 3 this way. If you get a field goal, at least you get your money back with the Geico Insurance. Dallas taking on the Eagles. That's your Sunday night game of the week. You got Philadelphia, 6.5 point favorite. 41.5 is the total, and a 64.8% chance of winning here for the Fly Eagles. Fly. Hey, they said there'd be no singing here. Philly coming in on a 5-game win streak, where Dallas coming off a road win, 22-10. Now, the big question here for me, can Dallas make it 2 wins on the road in a row? Can they win 2 games in a row on the road? 4-game win streak. Philadelphia has yet. And the thing with Philly is they got the goose egg going, right? Once you got that goose egg, you play to protect it, because you love the feeling of winning. Everything tastes great when you're winning, right? It's just everything's great when you're winning. And Dallas coming in high too, on a high momentum. Beating the Super Bowl champs last week. But you're going up to Philadelphia. With that triple run pass option that Jalen Hurts can run. That, to me, this game, the bottom line, here's the way I see this game play out. If Dallas can stop Philadelphia on the 3rd and shorts, okay, how many times you watch a game? 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2. To me, that's where the game's going to get played out. You know why? Because Jalen Hurts is a great RPO quarterback, and 3rd down, when you in your playbook, when you're looking at your call sheet and you're saying, I need a great 3rd down play on 3rd and 1, RPO, baby, RPO. And if Dallas can find a way to stop the Eagles on 3rd and short, they'll have a shot. All right, I do like. Let me see here. I think I like Dallas here. In this game here, 3.2. No, that's not the game. Yeah, I don't have a play on this game. I don't have a play. That's right. I didn't. That's not the game I really liked. I don't have a play. But our forecast: 64.8% chance of winning. Only 35 for the Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys offense has got to be a little bit more creative, right? I know they're playing, Cooper Rush, and it's not Dak, but Cooper Rush still undefeated as an NFL quarterback. When you can put in your backup quarterback and not miss a beat, that's a pretty good thing. But I just wonder if they're restricted on the play call sheet. Offensive coordinators will have certain plays for certain quarterbacks. I just wonder what the limit restriction is on Cooper Rush on the play. The one thing when offense coordinators go into a game, they can have, and I'm not one of those coordinators who think you should have like 80 to 100 plays. Less is more. When you have less is more, but say Dak Prescott on his call sheet, you have like 60 plays. Maybe you have like 35 for Cooper, right? I don't know. It all depends what the limited play calling is for Dallas. According to the forecast here, 23-18 Eagles. All right, your Monday night football game, the Chargers taking on the Broncos. Now, the Chargers beat up on the C-type teams. I do like LA in this one. 73.5% chance of winning. Big win last week in Cleveland, 30-28. Now they're at home. Denver with that snore fest against Indy. That was an awful game. Give me the Chargers, one of my top plays this weekend. All right, Elliott and Dak needs to go. Pollard's been running really good. You need to split times with Pollard and Zeke Elliott, right? I'm cutting back Carolina. Either might fade the whole game. The Nature Boy, the new Red Rocket, hasn't faced the Eagles yet. The new Red Rocket. That's a good one. Cooper Rush, Jimmy G 2.0, says F. Jimmy G 2.0. That's a good one. That's a you get a Ric Flair for that. All right, let's that's the NFL week number 6. So we broke down the games. And again, if you want to watch the replay, if you're listening on a podcast and you want to see the visual, the one thing with the Raymond Report, once the show's over, we load up the game on the podcast on Spotify and all the other the iTunes iHeartRadio and all that stuff. You can get it on the your favorite podcast. And but I recommend you watch it on the YouTube channel. Go to the YouTube. One thing I want to show you guys before we get to the NFL stats and trends. If you go to the front page of ATSstats.com, I'm going to show you something. This is an undervalued resource that you guys really we don't talk a lot about, and I'm going to be emphasizing this feature here each and every week. I'm going to do videos today on it. Here's the thing: when you're watching the market report. Again, these are not picks. These are options. And what you want to do is look, I got the Chargers at number 1. The line's 4.5, 45.5 is the total. They're playing Denver. And I give you guys the type of team they are, a C-type team. They've been neutral 29 days. So what you're saying, what does neutral mean? It means they're 1-2, 2-1 last 29 days. So in their games, win 1, lose 2, or win 2, lose 1 in that cycle, right? That's a cycle you can trust. The strength of schedule, all right, the teams they're facing this year only average a 33 win percentage. A little low, but they're getting the job done at 3-2 on the year. Now, here's the thing I really want you guys to really see the value of this tip sheet right here. When you go to the front page, always look at the A, B, and C type teams. Now, the LA Chargers against A type teams this year, 0 win percentage. It's not like 0-1. It means I think the only A type team they played was the Chiefs, and they haven't beat them yet. So when you look at the A, B, and C type teams, and this is what I mean about the beatables. The C's, they beat up on the beatables, right? They take their lunch money. Against the medium pack teams, they win 50% of their games. This is such a great chart, and it's only going to get better in value with more volumes included into the schedule and more games, right? Because once you get more games included into the schedule, the A, B, and C type chart right here is going to paint you a very different picture than probably the one you drummed up in your head about the team, right? 2 ATS win streak, 3-2, 1-1 at home, 2-1 on the road. Now, daily market value index, they haven't played an A-type teams or a C-type team at home yet. That's why you don't see a line value right there. And the chance of them winning that game, 73.5%. And to me, guys, this is a great chart each and every day. If you're going to the website, and the one thing now, if you go to, like, say you click on home, the thing that's really messing this chart is those preseason NBA games, because I got like the preseason games from last year, but until the NBA gets in regular season, what I recommend you do, go to the chart, go to NFL right there, go to college football, and go look at those A-B type teams, and go look at the teams they're playing, and look at the chance of winning. I'm going to do a video on this today. I'll post it into the YouTube channel, but I just wanted to show you guys that. All right, we all know what time it is, right?
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
All right, we're talking about the 80% Club stats, and you can get these stats each and every day right here at atsstats.com. And how are we doing on time here? Time 1:22. Man, time flies when you're having fun, right? Packers 18-1 as a -7.5 home favorite, coming off a 1-game losing streak, so off a loss since 1996. That's good for 94.7%. Hey, the Saints, the Aints, 16-1 as a home team playing the month of October the last 10 years. Well, let's hope it's 16-2 because I like the Bengals this week. The under, 1-13 to the under for the Giants as a home team playing on Sunday the last 2 years. Patriots 13-1 as a road team in the month of October last 7 years. Keep in mind that's Brady years. The Browns 13-1 as a home team coming off a home ATS loss the last 7 years. That's the mic drop off today. The Cleveland Browns 13-1 to the under as a home team coming off an ATS home loss the last 7 years, and that is your 80% Club stats for week number 6 of the National Football League.
We talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice. Practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
Yeah, how silly is that? And that is your 80% Club stats, courtesy of atsstats.com. I got 15 more stats, and if you want to see those stats, go to atsstats.com. Once you get to the website, click on NFL, and once you hit on NFL, look for Joe Burrows. Cool Joe right there. 20 winning NFL betting trends, and those are your stats for week number 6 of the National Football League. All right, hey, this was a lot of fun. Hey, Rex?
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun here today on the Rain Report. And don't forget, guys, you can get my premium picks, my best bets, each and every day, along with Ross Benjamin. Hey, Ross is absolutely killing it. In fact, Ross had Washington last night. All he does is win. Hey, Ross Benjamin, all he does is pick winners. And if you want to get Ross's picks this weekend, check him out right here at atsstats.com. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. And hoo-ha, the weekend's here. Enjoy Football Friendly Friday. I'll be back here on a Monday with another Rain Report. Raymond out.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Joe, own the Chiefs.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo!
If you smile, but the rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.
Hey, now, would you look over there? Big red lips and long blonde hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you a stare. Like the way you walk over there. Hey, now, would you look over there? Long black boots and long hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you a stare. Like the way you walk when you walk over there. Ain't no girl like, ain't no girl like that. No girl like that. I just want to talk to you. Talk to you. Come on, let's drive around. Take a time down, fool around. Come on, let's drive around. Take a time down, fool around. Hey! Hey now, you look over there. Big red lips and long blonde hair. Say, come here, baby, let me get you a stare. Like the way you walk when we walk over there.
Hey, baby! We're gonna be here all day! We're gonna be here all day, baby! I like this kind of party! I like this kind of party, baby!
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.